Does your dog treat you like the human version of Brussels sprouts? Do they dodge your affection or even turn their fluffy backside to you when you walk into the room? What's going on? In this video, we'll uncover 7 surprising signs that your dog might not be as thrilled with you as you think. And stick around. One common dislike might actually mean the opposite. Number 7. Snuggle struggles. It's a bit heartbreaking, isn't it? You're full of love and reach out to pet your dog, only for them to duck away or step aside like you're trying to sell them something they don't want. Here's the thing. While most dogs enjoy a good pet, sometimes they avoid touch not because of trauma or dislike, but simply because they've had too much affection. Yep, you heard that right. Take hugs, for example. While we humans see hugs as warm and loving, to dogs it can feel like being trapped. The tighter the hug, the more they might feel like they're stuck in a human straitjacket. And then there's the head pat. For us, patting a dog on the head is second nature, but for dogs it can feel intimidating, like we're looming over them in a way that feels a bit too much. What can you do instead? Try petting less intimidating spots like their back or neck. And before you dive in, let them sniff your hand. This gives them a chance to feel comfortable and know you're there as a friend, not a surprise attack. Number 6. Fursonal space. Picture this. You finally plop down on the couch, ready for some cozy bonding time with your dog. But instead of snuggling up, they move to the other side of the room, or worse, leave entirely. Maybe they even give you that side-eye, evil eye look, like not so close human. Giving your dog a little space can actually help strengthen your bond. Think about it. If someone sat inches away from your face every time you tried to relax, wouldn't that get a little annoying? Dogs are the same way. Sometimes, ignoring your dog for a bit can pique their curiosity. After a while, they might wander over on their own, acting like the whole stay away episode never happened. But if this happens a lot, it could mean something else. Consistently avoiding eye contact, dodging your affection, or running out of the room when you're around could be signs they're feeling unsure or even stressed. Unlike us, dogs don't hold grudges, but if they're always retreating to their safe zone far away from you, it might be time to rebuild trust. Number 5. Boundaries. Living with your dog, it's easy to forget about boundaries, especially since they often don't seem to have any themselves. They might nudge their nose into your face or butt without hesitation, but trust us, dogs definitely have boundaries, and they're pretty serious about them. Take eating, for example. Have you noticed that your dog might only eat after you leave the room? It's not because they're shy about how they look while chewing. For many dogs, mealtime is a vulnerable moment. If they don't feel completely safe or relaxed, they may prefer to eat alone. It's their way of saying, I need a little space to feel secure right now. Dogs can also be pretty firm about other boundaries, like their personal space. If your dog frequently creates invisible lines that you're not allowed to cross, it might mean they're still a little unsure about you. Think of it as their polite way of saying, I like you, but let's keep things professional for now. The good news? Just like with people, trust takes time. With patience and a better understanding of their needs, your dog will eventually feel comfortable letting down those walls. In the meantime, respect their requests for some me time. It'll strengthen your bond in the long run. Number 4. I don't care. You lean in for a sweet ear scratch, and there it is, the look. You know the one. Your dog tilts their head just enough to give you a sideways stare, showing more of the whites of their eyes than you ever thought possible. While it might look a little funny or even cute, in dog language, this whale eye is a clear signal. It means, please back off, human. So, what triggers this reaction? It's usually because you're invading their personal space too quickly, reaching toward them in a way that feels abrupt, or trying to do something they dislike, like trimming their nails or pulling out that dog sweater they absolutely despise. To your dog, these actions can feel overwhelming or even threatening, especially if they're not expecting them. When you see that telltale whale eye, the best thing you can do is respect their message. Step back and give them a moment to feel safe and comfortable again. Ignoring this signal could make them feel cornered, leading them to escalate their response, whether that's moving away, growling, or even snapping. The whale eye is your dog's polite way of asking for space. By recognizing and respecting it, you're building trust and showing them that their feelings matter. Over time, this mutual understanding will make your bond stronger. and your dog will feel more relaxed knowing you'll always listen when they need you to slow down. Number 3. Bad to the bone. Isn't it frustrating when you've called your dog's name for the 20th time and they still don't respond? No, your dog hasn't gone deaf. They've simply mastered the art of selective hearing. They're choosing to ignore you, and this too cool for school attitude often means they're not feeling completely secure or respectful toward you. Think of it like that one friend who zones out when you talk, thinking, yeah, I'll just pretend I didn't hear that. It can feel a bit like a snub, but it's really a hint that your relationship with your dog could use a little more work. How can you fix it? Start with positive reinforcement. Reward them whenever they do respond to your calls. Add in some fun training games to keep things interesting and enjoyable for both of you. Over time, your dog will start seeing you as the reliable and fun leader worth paying attention to. With a little patience, you'll both be on the same wavelength again. Number 2. The lick of love. Does your dog cover you in slobbery licks on your face, hands, or even your toes? Many people interpret licking as an expression of pure love, like doggy kisses. But that's not always the case. While licking can be a way for dogs to connect, it's often more about submission than affection. In the dog world, licking has a specific meaning. Lower-ranking dogs will lick higher-ranking ones to show respect, deference, or to maintain peace. When your dog licks you, it might be their way of saying, "Okay, I understand, you're in charge," rather than, "I adore you." It's a practical gesture, aimed at keeping harmony within their pack, rather than an outburst of undying affection. This doesn't mean your dog doesn't love you, but it does suggest that licking may come from a place of respect or a desire to avoid conflict, rather than pure emotional bonding. It's their way of saying, "I'm cool with you being the boss, just don't make me wear that sweater again." If you want to encourage genuine affection instead of just submissive gestures, focus on calm and positive bonding experiences. Activities like belly rubs, playing together, or simply relaxing with no expectations can build a deeper connection. These shared moments can help your dog express their love in ways that feel more meaningful and hopefully less slobbery. Over time, with patience and mutual understanding, those licks might evolve into genuine acts of affection, showing not just respect, but also trust and love. And hey, who wouldn't prefer a heartfelt tail wag or a warm snuggle over a face full of drool? Number 1. The Wrecking Paw. Ever come home to find your favorite shoes chewed up or your couch cushions turned into a fluffy mess? It's easy to blame boredom or too much energy. But what if this destruction is your dog's way of saying, "I'm not happy with you right now"? Dogs are incredibly sensitive, and when they feel neglected, anxious, or even a little upset, they might target the things you love most. Why? Psychologically, dogs are drawn to items with your scent, like shoes or hoodies. Destroying these items is their way of processing big emotions, almost like saying, "Take that, human." But at the same time, your scent still gives them comfort. It's a strange mix of frustration and love. Sometimes, this behavior is also a cry for attention. When dogs feel overlooked, they might resort to being destructive because any reaction from you, even scolding, is better than being ignored. Puppies can be notorious for chewing and destroying your shoes or clothing. Remember, they're teething just like an infant. This will pass, but in the meantime, try to keep your things where they can't be reached. If your dog's turning into a little wrecking paw, it's a sign to check in on your relationship. Spending quality time together, building trust, and showing them a bit more attention can make a big difference. With some bonding and mutual respect, your dog might happily retire from their home-destroying career. And remember, if you feel like disciplining your dog is causing strain in your bond, it's never too late to turn things around. There's always a way to rebuild trust and strengthen your connection. Hint: start with fewer hugs. Hey, all pet lovers, please remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to get our latest videos. Ciao for now.